Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Oh, welcome back. So today we are going to be making some layered butterflies. So I've got stamped and die cut butterflies. I've got digital butterflies that I printed and fussy cut out. I've got some digital butterflies that I printed on transparency paper and printed out and fussy cut. I've got the die cuts we have inked. Those got some finished ones in there and some die cuts. I got all the die cut inkied ones in a variety of colors. I've got some that I die cut and these were done with alcohol inks, and I'll admit I got a lot more pages that I planned on die cutting out and using, but they are not die cutting nicely. I have to go back in and finish cutting them out. They're not cutting all the way through with the synthetic papers. So yeah, we've only got a few of those, and I got a dog who wants to come in. I'll be right back. And then I've got some dyed cheesecloth. I've got leftover threads and leftover scrappy bits of fabric. And so we are just gonna create some butterflies by layering some stuff up. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So let's move some of the stuff off to the side. Let's decide on a color that we want to do. And this digital is on my Porch Prints digital, and it's actually called Layered Butterflies. Let's pull this out. So you get two sizes of every butterfly in the set so that you can layer them together. Thinking that one goes with that guy. So maybe for the first one we'll use those guys. See, so they layer up because they match. And I didn't cut the antennae all the way out because I knew they'd end up getting ripped if I did that. And I think I may just end up cutting them off. I'm not going to end up using all of these guys for doing layered butterflies, so some of them I may end up keeping the antennae when they get, used in something else. But let's use this, and I'm just going to quickly remove the antennae, and we'll add antennae back in. I've got sitting on a tray on some wax paper. I took some embroidery thread and I put matte medium on my fingers and ran it through, and this one's actually dry, so it makes it stiffer and glues the threads together so that they'll stay together. So we're going to use some of that to create antennae. So let's go ahead and snip a bit of this off. We'll use this to give him some dimensional antennae. So we got that. Let's see, what else do we want to layer this with? Let's see what we got in our oranges. So yeah, I've got a bunch of die cut, fussy cut, or die cut butterflies. Let's see. In as a layer. See, now that will disappear, so that's not worthwhile, but I kind of like that on there. Maybe what we'll do is, there was a smaller similar butterfly, because we don't actually have to layer the ones that go together. See if I can find that guy. No, let's go with the smallest one in this set. That guy on top. Ooh, I like that idea. I want to get some cheesecloth out. So let's cut off a little bit of cheesecloth. That down. So got that. we go there. Let's get those antennae off. That guy's gonna go on top like that. I kind of like that guy. All right, let's glue him together. Gonna grab my Fabri-Tac because we've got the cheesecloth layer in there. Let's stick our cheesecloth, and I'm just sticking a little in the center because I want it to have the movement of not being glued down all the way. And this one I did in a video where I inked all the things, I think was the video's name. I'll leave a link to it in the description box down below. I'll also leave, I've got a butterfly journal playlist going on that's got all the different videos I've been doing linked in it. So I kind of feel like it needs something else. One thing I am gonna do, let's grab, I'm gonna do tiny attacher. Let me just see, do we have, yeah, let's go with more is more, and we'll add that on as well. I'm trying to decide, do I want to add more to that? Yeah, no, I don't like that, but I do like this guy. So we'll glue him on. And then we will come in with our tiny attacher and do a little staple in the middle for kind of a body. And there we go. Now we can shape our wings a little bit over our fingers, give them a little bit more punch. But there's our first one done. I really like how that came out. All right, let's do a pink one, and let's use one of these sparkly, shimmery, pretty bits. And this was die cut using the coordinating dies that go with the Tim Holtz stamp set. I think it's Flutter by. Let's see what we've got in our little die cutty pieces. Kind of like those together. Kind of leaning towards adding something like that on instead of antennae for this one. And let's see, do we have a bigger butterfly? Like that on that. No, not working for me. Might work. Yeah, I think I kind of like that. We're gonna just get rid of those antennae again, and I am gonna grab some cheesecloth. Also add some silver thread. kind of want to pull this apart to make it fluffier. Wow, it is not cooperating about pulling apart. All right, we're gonna basically clump this up together as best we can. All right, let's put a little glue on the body and add our cheesecloth. Then we can add our silver threads. And that is definitely like a rat's nest of silver threads, but that's okay. I kind of like it. I'm just pulling some of the more straggly bits in to get it a little tame. Then I am gonna just give this a little bit of shape. So let's grab a squishy mat, a ball tool, and we're gonna go like this, which will give the wings a little bit of lift. Probably shouldn't have done this on top of the piece because we got wet glue. That was not smart. All right, let's fix this up a little bit since, yeah, we got a little out of hand there. And then we'll glue this on. Hopefully most of those will be tamed under this in a way that works. Let's move that out of the way. We'll do this real quick. Just give it a little bit of shape. Now this I didn't do on screen. It was some leftover inky book page. Oh look, and it didn't cut out. Those guys need to be popped out. From another project. I think this paper's left over from my very first YouTube video. And so I just die cut out some more butterflies from the leftover inky paper that I had. So it's book page. So you can see a little bit of the writing, but not much. Just adds an extra little interesting detail to the die cut. I feel like this is a little bit meh, so we'll trim that off. And there we go, we've got another layered butterfly. Woohoo! All right, let's grab one of our stamped butterflies and start it off as our base. Let's go with that one. Some blue fabric. Let's grab a little scrap of fabric. Kind of want to maybe go like that and then glue it so that it's extensions of the wings. Let's do that. Now this is on just copy paper, so it's a little on the lightweight side. So I think I may grab something else. That should go more like that. That is not right.
There we go. And I think I may just trim off some of this excess. So you've got fabric-y extensions on the wings. Then I want to grab a nest of threads. But these are actually threads that pulled off from this fabric when I was making the dresses I made using this fabric. So we're going to do that. And I'm just going to put some glue back here. And we're going to find a bigger butterfly for him to go on top of. To give him a little bit more stability. You know what? I'm going to be big enough. No. Okay. I don't think I have any bigger butterflies. Oh goodness. And my binder popped open. All right, hold on a sec. I'll be right back. So I cleaned up that mess, pulled this guy out that I think we're going to stick this one on. I think I'm not loving the sharp angle of this, so let's kind of round it a little. Then that can go on like that. Feel like we need a little guy on top. Like that. So we're just gluing paper. Let's just, no, my Fabri-Tac is handy and my art glitter glues the other side of the room because I was sitting on the couch and doing some crafting and left it over there. And we are going to add another tiny attacher. There we go. I kind of feel like it needs antenna. And let's see, I've got, see how this works. This one is kind of a gunmetal-y, silvery gray blue color, and I think it'll work nicely on this guy. So let's do that. I wasn't sure how well this metallic embroidery thread was going to work with the for making the antennae, but I think that works. So now it's a matter of gluing it on in this mass of stuff, thread. So would have been better if I had thought of this before and attached it then, but I think what we're gonna do to help out with keeping it attached is we're gonna put another staple in. And we'll do one more down here. So it's got the antennae and they're sticking out and they're a little hard to see because they're like going all over the place. But I like that. All right, I need to actually go get ready because it's Sunday and we are celebrating my dad's birthday today and I need to go order the Thai food for pickup. So I will be back to make some more of these. Okay, so while I was off camera, I pulled a bunch of stuff to go together so that we can get some more of these finished. I also did a whole bunch off camera as well. Yeah, I'm finding them to be a little bit addictive. I really like making them. So let's pull this guy over and do him. I got a whole bunch of bits and pieces to go on him. And didn't quite get him fully cut out. And I'm trying to decide if I want to finish popping out the pieces. I think I do. Of course, now I've got a dog who wants to go out. So I currently have two dogs who can't agree on what they should be doing. One wants to play outside in the yard and wants his brother to go out with him. And the other one wants to play inside with his toy. And I think wants his brother to play with him. I'm not sure. So yeah, it may get a little noisy in here. And or I may be getting up in a second to let somebody out because they're both inside right now. No, I need to go deal with somebody who's trying to get into trouble. So yeah, he was trying to get out. I had food cooling because I cooked tonight. And I had food cooling on the counter in containers, and he was jumping at the counter because he seems to think that anything, anywhere is his. For the ones that I can't get to pop out most of the way, I'm going to take my fingertip trimmer and come in, cut around. All right, so let's see, what was I planning on doing with it? I think it's going to get that guy there. I'm going to leave those antennae, and then I was going to do these are leaves that I figured looked kind of like butterfly wing parts. Okay, let's use the Fabri-Tac because I also wanted to put some of this dangling down because that's one of the things I forgot in the earlier ones that we were doing, that I wanted to pull out some of my fibers and add those to our butterflies. So let's start by doing that was just a scrap that I sent flying. All right, let's use regular glue for these guys, and then we'll use the Fabri-Tac to put that piece on. Now I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac for the metal piece because I think that'll hold it better. These are some flat back gems I got off of Amazon. I feel like that will work perfect there. One thing I do not like about Fabri-Tac is it oozes. I set him aside, let him dry, and we'll do another one. Clip off these antennae. I'm gonna grab the gold thread that I glued together. Which this, I should have separated out the strands. So it's a little thicker than the other ones because this is 6 strands instead of 3. But by the time I realized I should have done that, it was too late. Go Fabri-Tac, and I should have cut off my bits of thread. get our threads out, and we're going to add more glue after we do that. Double it, because fluffier. I'm not sure if I'm on screen for that. Sorry about that. That is a mess, and it's going to drive me crazy the next time I go use it, but we're just going to set that out of the way for now. All right, let's do this, pull that off, add more glue. Not cooperating at all. Let's hold that for a sec. There we go. Oh, and some exciting news. This is the Tim Holtz stamp Flutter, which I have the coordinating dies from Sizzix for, which were discontinued. But Simon Says Stamp now has coordinating dies to go with this stamp set, if that's something you are interested in. And their coordinating dies actually keep the stamps, butterflies have antennae, and the Sizzix die cut the antennae off, but the coordinating dies by Simon Says Stamp actually keep the antennae, and I think leave like a little bit of a bubble cut around them. So just so you know, thought I'd share that info since that was announced this weekend. Yes, Monday, last week? I don't know, recently. It's Wednesday and I'm not entirely sure when. Maybe it was Monday of this week. So, just so you know, that's now available. All right, I got that. I'm gonna do some of the cheesecloth, and my dog is of course gonna bark and be annoying. Fluffing the cheesecloth a little bit so it sticks out some more. And then I picked up some buttons, apparently, I'm guessing on Amazon, that are butterfly shaped. So I'm like, ooh, let's add those two. Go ahead and grab the antennae now while we're thinking about it. We're going to add leaves, and for this I'll use, since we're not dealing with the fibers anymore, my art glitter glue. Done, and I got one don't need antenna because I've got. These are scraps of fabric from top I made. They're gonna go on there. That's gonna go like that. That one's gonna go like that. And I figured I'd add some more fuzzy. Maybe do a dangle of it. All right, let's start with what we know is going where. Do like that, and then another piece, so it's like that. But now I'm thinking, instead of doing that, attach it behind to create some fluffy dangles. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, and I'll just select for the pieces that have got purple. I like that, but I feel like it needs something else layered on top now. So let's see if we can find something in our little purple. Let's see if we've got a gem that we like color-wise. Don't think so. Actually, I do kind of like that. All right, let's go with that. All right, so I cleared some space. So here are ones I did off camera. That one I took a little bit of lace and kind of ruffled it up to add a little interest and dimension. And we got that guy. And that one with one of the buttons. And this one with the little streaming tail. I really like the floofiness. And another one. And more fluffiness. And this guy. And that one. I made a whole bunch of green. And an orange. And that's also got some lace on there. And that one. And this guy, again, with the soft, fluffy fibers hanging off. And a blue. And another yellow. And pink one that I kept it fairly simple, and this is using it's a little butterfly ribbon that I got that I dyed in the video where we dyed all the things. And on a few of them I used the tiny attacher in the center. So I got another purple one, and this one I pulled in some sparkly black for. And then this guy. So those were ones I did all off camera. Now let's go through the ones we did on camera. All right, so let's take a look at what we got done today. So we've got this one. And then we've got the yellow one with the fluffiness. And the green. And orange. We got pink. Or purple. Or blue. And our red. Sorry about the weird shadows. I'm filming after work and the sun's kind of setting, and so it's coming in through my window. And I just noticed that it's casting a shadow across everything. So there we go. We've got a rainbow of layered butterflies to use to decorate the pieces we're going to be making. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.